Damn it, I haven't been this scared since I did that podcast with 2 of the 13 ghosts.
Wait, what the fuck? It's 9 o'clock. Where the fuck is everybody? Fuck!
It's movie night with Bill and Lil.
Hey everybody, welcome back. We have our special guest, Antichrist. And, as always, Rob loves... Lil. Sorry, she's on strike too, ladies and gentlemen.
What about this looks like a Rob to you right now?
That looks like Rob when he video chatted me last night.
Oh, he came for you, Rob.
I did,
he
twice.
Came for you. But I'll have to say, I mean, then again, I am the dead princess. She's pretty damn sexy, so that might be a compliment, Rob.
Okay. Anyways... No, like, look at these two. Like, I just have these glasses. Whoa, look at me go. Look at them, though. How long did it take both of you to do this?
I started at like 6.
Shit.
Oh, that ain't nothing. I started at 4.
For reference, it's 9 o'clock, so that's how long it took.
Well, that's what was funny, because Lilith sent the picture of her getting ready, and I was like, oh shit, maybe I should start getting ready.
No, I just don't trust myself. I know I'm capable. I just don't trust myself.
Is this the first time you ever done full body, Lil?
First time I've ever done cosplay, period. I've never cosplayed as a character from a horror movie that I've loved. First time ever.
So this is where I'm going to put all Anne's socials, because seriously, she does great in everything she touches. Go through her Instagram alone. It's great.
110%. Like, if you love creepy things, Anne's channel will give you life. Like, everything you want out of creepy stuff, Anne's got for you. And I mean, come on, look at the jackal. Come on,
I know.
It's epic.
And as we're talking about this, did you want to like throw out any other projects that you're doing? You want to throw out your TikTok, or seriously, now's the time?
TikTok, if you stay tuned, some more Kickstarter stuff will be dropping for me and my sister's movie, so...
Ooh, I'm excited for that.
Well, so am I. So excited.
When that goes up, you're going to have to come back, and we're going to have to break down that movie, because that's going to be fun.
Yeah, I would love that. That would be fabulous.
Also, side note, being blind right now because I'm out of contacts helps being half naked. Just going to say that.
That's amazing. Before we get started, there's a couple fun facts that I'd like to get through, because they don't get brought up in the movie, and I don't know why.
Okay.
Firstly, do you guys know your backstories? Like, what's the jackal about?
Wormwood Asylum, all that fun stuff. I've done a TikTok. If you go on my TikTok, I've done the actual backstory TikTok. But if anyone doesn't know the backstory of the jackal, I'll summarize. Wormwood Asylum, the jackal himself was mainly like a woman killer and rapist. He had like an insatiable hunger for the female body. And it just got so worse in the asylum to the point where like he had to be put in a straitjacket, and he would gnaw through his straitjacket. So to prevent that, they put him in the head cage, and clearly that didn't do much. So here we are.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Princess, you're up.
I'm gonna butcher her backstory, so Billy, if you know her backstory, you can tell me.
Well, honestly, like, I feel like this is your origin story from what I read.
I know it kind of is, but please, I know I'm gonna butcher it.
I just have bullet points listed. I have addicted to plastic surgery. She gets a botched surgery. I believe it was her eyes. Am I wrong?
Yeah, long story short, she thought she was very ugly.
Yep, and then...
She was not, obviously, and hinted with the I'm sorry's throughout her blood, she kind of did this to herself.
So first, we have to get Lil addicted to plastic surgery, and we're going to do a Kickstarter, so please look at the description.
I mean, I don't even get me, cause I've thought of a Kickstarter for my boobies. Okay, I'm not playing. You know how expensive these biatches are? Oh, you want to bring that up, Ellie? Uh-huh. You can put your hands in your face, but anybody want to start a Kickstarter for these boobies? I'll take it.
No,
I
I
ain't
think
complaining.
we have enough people that would rally behind that. So,
Hey.
all right,
I'll take it.
and
I'll document the whole damn thing. I don't care.
I don't have
I'll take free titties.
I don't have everybody listed down, but I was this close to being a ghost, and the ghost I would have picked.
No. And give Billy crap because he was originally supposed to be the baby.
Oh, I was gonna be the baby, but then I was like, none of the bibs fit. I was like, I don't really want to do shirtless for 2 episodes in a row. Yeah, I was shirtless last episode. You're gonna have to check that out. Also, I was like, oh, I could do Billy Michaels. He was the firstborn, proud son. Played cowboys and Indians, and all I had to do is my wife has a chopstick, and I could just put like a little silver arrow through it, and then boom.
Oh my
Should have
god.
done it. You should have done it.
Well,
You should have.
The main reason why I didn't is because I was like, how cool would the intro be if like there's nobody on the fucking pod? And then I'm like, where is everybody? And I just put on glasses. I was like, man, that's a killer intro. I can't pass that up.
I get it.
Yeah.
A few more things. The
Yeah.
music and sound design for this movie is grand and great. There's no sound effects that went... Like, it didn't feel cheaply made, for one.
No.
Two,
Oh no.
the VFX for its time, because I did not know that this was made in 2000. I thought it was like mid or later, because
No.
we give VFX and CGI crap, but that glass house, the vortex underneath when they were showing the gears had the steampunky vibe to it.
Oh, so much.
So much fun, and they went on to do so many great movies, but I want to talk about the Scooby-Doo connections real quick, because
Of course you do. Of course you do.
this movie bombed, and they're like, okay, no more of this.
Don't get me started. I know. I hate the fact that this movie made no money. It literally stopped this filmmaker from making films almost. Like, cause he made like one more movie after this, and that was it. Because both of them bombed.
Well, what's the VFX for Indiana Jones? He did the VFX for The Last Crusade. So a lot of the brilliant work on that pretty much got him the job for this movie. He brought in his team that does really good VFX, and that movie, like, you could tell with this movie, they did not peel back. In fact, one of the things they were supposed to do is implement 3D. 3D didn't really got big until Avatar did it. There was a few movies trying it out, but it wasn't we have to go see it. Avatar was the launcher, Transformers followed up. There was a lot of these movies that did it, but the main reason why they wanted to do it in 3D is because the original 13 Ghosts had something clever. They gave you a red and a blue paper
original
thing.
3D.
Well, it's not a 3D. It was a ghost alert. So they sit down,
really?
and so you can watch the whole movie and not see any ghost. If you put I think it was there was a red part of the screen. If you put that on, you see the ghost, or the blue part, you see other ghosts. And it was
That's so cool, though.
it was very interesting.
That's creative. I like that.
But the ghosts back then, so this movie kind of inspired 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo, which came out in the 80s. The ghost backstories are always different. So the original one, they had like a headless lion tamer. It was all different ghosts. The 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo, all to get different ghosts. This one, I felt, went further by giving so many great origin stories to the ghost. But this is the crazy thing. Matthew Lillard comes in. We all know later on he goes on to do Shaggy. His Shaggy actually completes the series, because 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo never completed their original run. Matthew Lillard came back, finished that original run, and it was a great ending to that series. On top of that, the VFX team that did this only did Ghost Ship, and they would go on to do that Scooby-Doo movie right after that.
Oh, okay.
So
I mean, maybe that's why I love the way the Scooby-Doo movie looks so much.
yeah. So it's really great that like these people can go along with their careers and we get to see that done. I'm a huge fan of Tales of the Crypt. These people did the movies for Tales of the Crypt.
Did
So
they?
Demon Knight
You're
and
just
all that.
throwing all these facts. I literally saw this movie in the theater, and I can guarantee you two are gonna out-fact the heck out of me with this one. And I have the collector's edition. I should know better.
Well, I was trying to like get all the things that I could because I knew the bare bones of this movie. I didn't know the deeper lore. And honestly, once I started looking at behind the scenes stuff, I couldn't stop. And the main reason why I'm spilling all this out now before we actually get started is because there's no way I can name drop Scooby-Doo in the middle of this and continue from there. This movie's interesting.
Why not?
Well,
It's got Matthew Lillard in
this
it.
movie's interesting all by itself, though, and I don't want to ruin the vibe.
Oh
so
my God.
let's go ahead and do the behind-the-scenes vibe first.
Interesting is an understatement about this film, okay? There's not a second of this film that is not good to look at, fun to look at, interesting, or something different that a different film hasn't done in a new way, essentially.
There is one
You
thing
know.
I'm going to put a star by because, like, this is going to be name dropped later on in the movie. But I'll go ahead and drop this one, though. And do you know what some of the writing on the walls says?
I might.
It's
I haven't-
Latin.
Yeah.
Do you know
Yeah.
what for?
Billy
No.
coming in with all the hard questions.
Well,
I don't know.
I saw this on a big deleted or behind the scenes reel. They're like, we didn't know what to do, but we thought in Latin the Lord's Prayer looks pretty cool. So the glowing Latin words on the walls is repeated, not all the time, but most of the scenes is the Lord's Prayer. And I'm like, man, that would explain why these ghosts would be caged up. They couldn't get through.
Makes sense.
It does. Also, like I said, this movie killed off future plans. But one of the greatest films that William Castle has ever made was with Vincent Price, and it was supposed to be The Tingler was going to be the next movie. But they said, nope, we're not doing this anymore. It's a no-go. But that's
It's such a shame.
that's all my
What
facts
was your
except one.
What was your experience the first time watching this, Anne?
You know, I think that it's a movie that sticks with you
Mhm.
because up until this day, I mean, here I am now embodying one of the characters. I've done The Angry Princess, you know. It was one
Yep.
of those movies where set design, character design, I've made TikToks about it, how like if I could go to that house, I would. You know, it's something that stuck with me deeply, especially with character design. I think that's something so important in a movie. And that's what makes people fall in love with the characters. You know, I think visually they did fabulous with character design, especially for the ghosts, you know. I think Chef's Kiss, like,
Yes.
I easily out of all the ghosts, the Jackal and the Angry Princess are probably the most recognizable.
The iconic ones, in my
yeah.
opinion.
Yeah. So those are the ones that really stick with people. You know, all the ghost designs are gorgeous, but specifically, you know, I think the ones that really pushed it were the Angry Princess, because, you know, she's full-blown naked, but at the same time, she is cut up, sliced, and then...
And for
Jackal-
2000s, that was pushing it to have that much nudity on the screen because they were crunching down on nudity at that point.
Yeah.
So for us to get the amount of blood and the amount of nudity essentially that we did in this film and it not be slapped with an NC-17 is pretty impressive for the time it came out.
See.
I think at least.
I don't think my parents realized how much nudity was actually in this.
Oh, my dad probably did, and that's probably why he took me.
So I was like, oh my god, boobies. Like when I was a child, this is the best movie in the world.
No, my dad was a horror junkie like I am, whether he liked to admit it or not. So, like, every weekend I would go with my dad and we would go to the theater to see the newest horror movie. And that weekend it was 13 Ghosts. And literally, both of us coming out of that theater, we were like, that movie was awesome. You know? So yeah, it's one that even from the first time I saw it, I adored it. I wish that they did more, the filmmakers themselves, because as Am was saying, as you were saying, Billy, it's so good in every way. Like even going to the house, you know, like this is my dream house. You know, like I want this house. I'm not playing. I'll take the ghosts in the basement. I love it. But no, yeah, I adore it.
See, and that's what sucks. This house was purely CGI. Like, I can't believe that the exterior pieces were all CGI. They didn't base it on anything, and every single shot you seen was on sound stages. So I'm like, oh,
Yep.
man.
But hey, for having said that, for being CGI in the 2000s, I will have to say they killed it.
Yeah. Yeah, really, like, killed it.
Mm-hmm. Yes, 110%. So basically, what is 13 Ghosts about, and what are we getting ourselves into in case anybody has not seen this film? Alrighty, so we start out with a family who have just lost their mother to a house fire. Well, we don't really start out there. I'm kind of skipping ahead a little bit. But would anybody else like to go with the glorious beginning we get with the blood truck or anything? Go into some of those details because that's a pretty fun scene.
I mean, that was amazing. I enjoyed that scene an awful lot, and that was a great way to kickstart a movie, especially because the original didn't have like a sidekick or a visionary that could see the like stuff around him. It gave an added element to the classic haunted house horror story that we're used to. The fact that he can sense 40 bodies are in the I think it was what was it? Where did they do it? In the lava.
It was like junkyard.
Junkyard. He sensed 40. He's like, it's hungry. It's like, this is probably the most dangerous one of them all. They were getting the trap ready. Like, it was just a fun way of like, oh my God, what's happening? And that's where they showed the glasses, and the glasses are a very important part for the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
Like, it really set the tone for the film, I think. Like, you knew what you were getting into. Like, you saw, like, and I love the style of, like, the old school car coming in, you know? And it's not just, like, a modern day car. You see, like, an old school classic car, and then you get the back and forth and everything, and, it's just a truck of blood just starts pouring blood everywhere. And I'm like loving every ounce of this blood that's getting poured because I'm a gore hound. And it's just so good. And as we know, it introduces two, or at least one of the characters that we need to know later in the story. We find it's a couple of paranormal researchers, from what I gather. And she's very mad at this main guy, Cyrus, for doing what he's doing, whom Matthew Lillard, the psychic, who is working for. And basically, they're telling them, don't do this. You're literally trapping souls, etc., etc. And crap goes down like they say it's going to go down. Her significant other dies in the process. Somebody gets ripped to shreds in a box, which is epically awesome. And we were set for the tone of the film. And we find out there is supposed to be a 13 Ghosts. But the main guy behind this all supposedly dies here. And we're left not knowing what's going to happen.
See, this is where the movie kind of, like, this is the lowest part of the movie. And
What's that?
The family. The starting with the family, and I know you guys look shocked, but the thing is like, I'm bored with you guys. Like, really, you got the guy that's the monk, and like, I'm supposed, like, these characters.
He was very popular for the monk those days. That's probably another reason why my dad went to see this with me, because he loved the monk.
Well, I just didn't get it. Like, I know you'll be a grumpy old asshole when the love of your life dies, but the thing is it felt like not only was he disconnected because he lost his wife, but he just didn't really care about the family. If anything, I just get, like, I love the nanny. I was like, she's taking care of them good. Like, man, I hope nothing happens to you, but the rest of you, like the kid was kind of obnoxious, the teenage girl, like, but the thing is, that's their age though. They're acting their age. So, but I was like,
And
I don't really care, but
Do you know the significance of the female teenager that's in this film? You know what else she's been
I mean,
in, right? Like the other films.
Her and Matthew Lillard were the main draws to this for a teenage crowd, even though this movie was rated R. She did
Well,
American Pie,
yes.
so many great like big pop culture films.
She also did a couple low budget horrors. She was in also not low budget, but she was in Scary Movie. She was the mean girl in Scary Movie. She did Jack Frost, which was a low budget horror movie. She also did the remake of Night of the Demons, which I actually like, though compared to the original, doesn't compare. I do like that film though. But she's pretty popular in the horror world.
Well, honestly, this draw didn't feel like it was supposed to draw in just the horror hounds. They wanted like anybody and everybody to come check this out and have a good time.
No, 100%. Even with the actress or the rapper who plays Maggie, she's a rapper. So you have that aspect. It's like Kelly Rowland and Freddy versus Jason.
This movie made her go back to music. She's like, this is a decent side project, but my true passion's with music. That's what sucks about this movie. I thought she did well in this.
Yeah, she was great.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't the director of this come from the music video world before he started making films? Yeah, if I'm correct. I'm pretty sure that's where he started out, was the music video world. And that's probably why he had the connection with her and got her in this film.
Yeah,
I just remember reading he did Indiana Jones and the Crusade.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, so basically after this scene where Billy is not happy with the family situation.
Well, it's
clearly.
like I felt like they could have made them a little bit more likable. That's all I have to say. I felt like the rest of the movie is balls out, interesting and actiony and all that. It's just the only person that I have my heart for is the nanny and Matthew Lillard. And it's just because, that's my Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. I'm like, I don't want anything to happen to Shaggy.
Yeah.
I mean,
no,
not to
feel
mention
you.
Stu from Scream. Hello.
I know,
Yeah.
but
No, 100%. I felt that with I forget her character's name, but the significant other of Cyrus. I know her from Matilda.
Yes.
She's Miss Honey.
Oh, I forgot she played in that.
see, she looked familiar. I just didn't look into it.
Yeah. She's Miss
Yeah.
Honey, Matilda.
Okay, I like her in that, and that's probably why I originally liked her in this until that little bitch.
Yeah. Like completely polar opposite character.
Yep, 110%.
So,
So yeah,
I have a
Are you-
couple of questions when we go to that.
Okay.
Don't let me forget, because I'm like, why?
Okay.
Why did he instruct her to do that? And I'm like, why? Like, does it really have to be ritualistic? Was the burning down the house ritualistic? Because you'll learn something else later on in the movie.
it was supposed to be the wounded lover. So I think it kind of went in the play of her ghost had to be a wounded lover. So in the sense that she died in the fire with her husband not being able to get to her, it kind of like
How
plays
did they
into the
set
wounded
that up
lover.
though? Like,
It's his nephew, so
I know, but
He's
like
connected,
you're
it's
you're
possible.
gonna have to like make sure he doesn't get in that house. Like there's so many things that have to go right in order to get that ghost, and somehow he did it. My thing is why did the last
it.
one was so ritualistic? And we'll talk about that toward the end, because a lot of them didn't feel like that.
well, it doesn't necessarily dive into how he got the other spirits, does it? Because I
mean-
mean, for the Jackal for example, and the Angry Princess, I mean, I doubt we were very easy catches by any means. So it's like one of those things where this man was willing to do anything and everything it took to get to his endgame because he thought he was good enough to be a god, and that was essentially his plan. And he thought anything was capable. So when you're that type of person and you have that kind of money, anything kind of is capable.
All right. Well, this lucky family won a brand new house, and the shitty thing is they can't sell it. So they're like, "All right, let's go and check this out." And they get there, and oh shit, what was it? The power lines were down, or what was his
So
excuse?
we see Matthew Lillard's character, the psychic in our film. He's there as the power guy. He says the power of the house is taking out the rest of the town's power, and he has to get in there to look at the breakers. That's how he weasels his way into the house. Yeah.
I mean-
So
I
mean, it works.
it works. I
It
enjoyed
works.
it.
I did too.
And there's so many people
Oh,
that
not
are.
to mention. Go ahead.
No, you first.
No, not to mention that scene, like going into that as they're going to the house, the song playing. I adore the song that plays in the background. In that transition shot, and there is a very, very important shot in this transition that goes by like this. So our little Miss Redhead, the one that plays the Matilda, we think she's Little Miss Good, and no, she's good. You know, we think she's good at this point, and we think that continuing after this for the most part, if you don't pick up what I picked up for the first time today. So she's preparing. You see her get a lot of grenades and stuff. You see her she opens a cabinet of 2 different recordings. One is for spells to bring out the ghost, and one is to put them back in their place, essentially. It's a 2-second shot, but she grabs the one that helps with the ritual, not the one that stops the ritual. So if you catch that little thing right there, you know she's up to no good. But like me, I didn't catch that the first time. You know, so I had no idea like which side she was playing, because they represented her as very innocent at this point. So you think she's like there to help and save the day. So it's one of those things where, oh, I believed in you, you little biatch. We're not there yet, but I'm bitter. I'm bitter.
All right. We're pulling into the house. The lawyer's there.
Yes.
Everybody's there. What do you
Mhm.
think about the lawyer character?
Yawn.
Yawn.
Yeah.
He as my favorite death of the movie. I think he played his part well. Honestly,
did.
the way he treated the princess.
No, I love that scene, because whenever we're ready to go into that scene, the line that becomes before his death, it's just, I love it, and it's just awesome. But no, it's just
So
It-
let's
ahead.
get there. Family goes in. They're exploring the
goes in.
house after they talked about
Yes.
the la-di-da shenanigans about how they can't sell the house and shit.
Mhm.
They're
all
exploring.
the taxes are taken care of. He has all the money in the world now. All he has to do is sign the papers. The kids went to explore with the nanny against the father's will, because the nanny's just like the kids. You know, she's awesome. She's a really fun character. She's basically, if you had a nanny, she's the one you want. So they're going to explore this beautiful glass house with this Latin written all over the walls, and
See,
it's very steampunk.
First thing, I can't have a glass house. Like before I had kids, like I walked around naked. Like the neighbors would be like getting their dog walked, and I'm like, "Hey neighbor," oh, like you know.
Latin to cover you, and at least if you use the princess's bathroom, it's frosted. Nobody can see through it.
See, but how funny is like, hey, there's some like dead chick walking around with. I know why he's naked.
I mean, if you
What's the guy that pulls out his like knife from his like shoulder? Like he
Oh,
walks
yeah,
by
yeah,
after I
yeah.
walk by with that dead chick, and they're like, "Oh damn!"
he's got like
Whatever he's into. Okay.
yeah, he's got railroad spikes in him. Yeah, they're all railroad spikes.
Was he called the Juggernaut
Yeah.
or something cool like that? What was his name?
No, the Juggernaut was the guy that we found at the
beginning.
The beginning.
Okay,
yes.
that's right.
I forgive me, I don't remember his name right off the
I'm
bat.
trying to remember. But it's
They-
so funny. I wrote them all down earlier. I just can't remember.
Damn. And see, like I used to have like 50 notes in front of me, but I learned that I stumble with my words when I have my notes in
Oh,
front of me.
but
So
that's
it's just
so
better
much
to go.
fun. I love
Not
editing
for
those
me.
parts.
It's not fun for me, okay? With the freaking 5 minutes later SpongeBob
But the
edits.
thing is, one time it actually took you 15 minutes, and that was just so. I'm like, man, I'm gonna have so much fun.
Like 4 pages of notes, okay, Billy?
I shit, you know, she was
I
like,
just do
"Oh,
my
I have it right here," and then she's like, "Oh, "Damn it, that's not it." And then she went through more notes. I'm like, "This is
Oh,
so
no.
good." Anyways,
Anyways. But yes, so Matthew Lillard is downstairs exploring. We find out there's ghosts downstairs. All the ghosts that have been captured are locked in cells downstairs. He sees this, bolts back upstairs, interrupts the lawyer and Monk. I will call him Monk now because I love calling him Monk, the father of the family. And he's like, Arthur is the name, his actual name. He's like, we got to get out of here. And he's explaining that he's a medium, he sees ghosts, the father's not buying it, you know, all this stuff is happening. But meantime, they get split up downstairs, the nanny and the little boy, as well as the daughter goes upstairs into the princess's room. So I think we're pretty good to go into where Matthew Lillard and the father are having a discussion. The lawyer sneaks off without them noticing, and we go down into the basement because he's trying to find something, and we clearly know he's in the know now because he has the glasses on. He's looking at the ghost, commenting at everyone, especially my character that I'm portraying right now. And he's like, nice tits, honey. Need a new agent. And right after that, he picks up that suitcase full of money. The house starts going into motion.
you know what would have been a
And go-
better line because you know her how insecure she is. Man, that looks
What's that?
botched. And then he kept walking. Oh man, that would have made the scene so much better.
I like that would have been epic, but I do like that line because it's like it's kind of like almost like a inside joke, you know what I mean? Because like it does take a lot for an actress to go full nude for a line that you have no lines with.
Well, I feel like he's a narcissist. He puts himself on a hierarchy. Like nothing will get him off except himself and whatever he wants, and that's not what he wants. And he just is like, ugh. Like even though she doesn't look bad, he's like, oh fuck you, and then the comeuppance.
Hey, the comeuppance is so good because right after that, do you want to go into what happens, Ann?
Yeah, go for it. We need you. This is your movie.
Yes, little Miss Jackal, so quiet over there. Just creeping.
Hey, you know, what I will say is I love, for the Jackal personally, you get a little sneak peek of all the ghosts, but the Jackal is the one I think they knew probably would scare the most people. So I love that the Jackal was a little hidden gem. Because again, you see all the ghosts, he's walking through them, but then you get hit with the Jackal when he's attacking what's her name?
The daughter, yeah, his daughter, yes.
And I think that scene is just incredibly
Oh, it's incredible. It's
like,
absolutely
insane.
incredible.
Especially with the switching between like you see the Jackal and then you don't see the Jackal and then she's
Yes.
floating but then she's getting attacked, you know?
See, I love those
'Cause
scenes because
you-
the continuity.
Yeah.
You can't tell when she's on or when she's off her, like which scene was being filmed at that time. I loved it.
Yeah.
Yes, it's excellent because up until this point, the father isn't believing the ghost stuff. And like neither is she. These two are split up on their own at this point, looking for the little one, and they're not buying the whole ghost thing. And all of a sudden, here comes little Miss Ann, aka the Jackal. And see, she can see the ghost because she has glasses on. The father does not. So all the father sees is his daughter getting torn down this hallway and getting torn up all over her body. And like lifted onto this wall, and like she sees the Jackal going at her, and we're getting shots in and out of different Like him seeing it, her seeing it, and he's like, "Where is it? Where's it at?" And it's just so chaotic, and it's like it's creepy, and the slashes, and like, oh my gosh.
So, I do have a question right here.
Mm-hmm.
If what's her name did not inconvene and just let that happen, the dad tries to take away the jackal turns and kills the father. Would that turn him into the 13th ghost? Because he's doing what's his name wanted him to do at the end. It just wasn't in a ritualistic style.
Hold on, the spell wasn't playing yet.
So do they have to play it with the spell? That's the only.
Yeah, that way. There's a significant scene near the end where he needed to get that last part of the spell to do this. So yeah, what she grabbed in the beginning is the last part of what he needed to do this.
That's why it got confusing for me, at least, because you got the other ghost without the spell. What if he just turns into a ghost? You entrapped his ghost and then played the spell when they were all in the circle.
Right.
What would make the difference?
I think with him specifically, he held a lot of importance to the ritual, and that's why I think in order for the soul of whoever dies to be taken, that's why they have to be thrown into the house, the middle of the house that's spinning.
Yes.
And that's why, like, all the ghosts appear in the circle, because like this is the final ghost. So I think even if the jackal killed him, I don't think he would become the 13th ghost. Maybe just because Matthew Lillard didn't become the 13th ghost.
No, and he sacrificed himself.
Yeah, but he was a jerk of a dude. He didn't really care about the family. He was just doing a good deed because he wanted to die to do a good deed.
Not really.
Well,
I mean, because he didn't have to do that.
Well,
he literally.
It's the line he says right before he dies. He's like, "I want to die, not knowing that I was an asshole," or something like that, because he cornered the dude.
True.
In the little vault, and the thing is he knew there wasn't enough room for two. It would only make sense that one would do it, and also they flashed the scene of his death at the very beginning when he saw the ghost. So I would like to think that he saw the future. He knew what was going to happen. Might as well not be a dick and do it that way,
Yeah.
I got you. I think too, though. I think the thing that redeems him a little bit more than just that though is like right before this happens. The reason they go back down in the basement is because Matthew Lillard decides himself to convince the father to do it, because he's like this because what she's explaining to him is suicide, and they're all trying to convince him not to do what she's telling him to do. And he's like, this is suicide. There's got to be another way. And he looks in the book and he's like, I don't read Latin. And she knows this. So it's working in her favor. And like this whole time, he's trying to talk Arthur out of killing himself because he knows it's not necessary. He just doesn't know what to do. So I think, yes, Matthew Lillard did a lot of fucked up things, but it was also explained that he had a really fucked up life. What happens when you see every ghost you come across with? How do people treat you? He's going to do shit to get money when he can, because who's going to hire somebody that has a seizure every time they see a ghost in the corner? So I think for who he was and the life leading up to what he had, he wasn't a bad man, though he made bad choices. That's just
which is perfectly fine, but the ritual did call for a pure loving soul to do that and to save. It was a sacrifice thing, which pretty much what would have happened with the jackal. I was like, okay, I'm gonna leave that one be.
Okay, I think it was just down to the spell was not playing at the time, nor was the house in full motion, because keep in mind, this was built as a machine. It had to be done in a proper way. It had to have the proper spells. The reasoning why he had to have Little Miss Redhead do what she did to you-know-who to get to those extra spells. But yeah, it's just that woman.
But imagine if they had to play a spell and everything to go right for all these other ghosts. Like, this has been going on for yeons and yeons. Because killing the wife as that spell would happen, that would be pretty sick to flash back and see. And Matthew Lillard was a part of it more than what we thought.
I wish we got a sequel where it delved into them collecting all these ghosts and all these spirits. I
Yeah.
really do.
Fucking,
It would have been epic.
we've been jumping around a lot. You know what I
We
would say
have,
about
we
the
have.
end?
But it's okay.
I
It's
would
okay.
love a dark ending for this movie. What if the house wins? I would have loved a sequel exploring that realm of like pure chaos rather than I don't get paid for this shit, and then that's where they.
No, I get it. I get it. Like I like that too. I think too, like another direction they could have went because I don't like the character of like the main villain in our story. His name slips my mind. I said it earlier.
Cyrus.
Yes, Cyrus. I don't like him. So if they kept it up to the point where the ghosts throw him and the shing 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 things that are going, and he gets all into pieces, and then they change it up from there, I'd be okay with that. But I love that part when he gets tossed by the ghosts into that thing. Because
Speaking of the ching things, in the background of that room, the katana for Highlander is on display. Why is that sword
Really?
from that movie in that movie? I don't know, and there's not a good reason why, but it's still pretty badass.
that is cool.
Yeah,
That is
that's-
cool.
That's sick. Wow. I didn't even realize that.
Nope. But going back into, go ahead, Ann.
No.
No,
ahead.
I was just gonna go back into my kill, the princess's kill. How did they pull this one off? Is another one that I don't know how they pulled off in this one in the 2000s. Cause like his eyes, his facial expressions are all moving. It's him sliding down this because the princess backs him up to a wall, and then the glass wall slices him in half, and his front part falls, and you see the back of him still hanging there, and he's slowly going down, but his face is still going, kind of like he's still kind of there, and it just makes it even better. And I'm like, I don't know how they pulled this off, but you all are geniuses. This is movie magic.
That's what I hate about movies today. Like, look at all the Marvel movies being made now. They don't have the time, the VFX to like actually secure a shot that looks as good as that in
They don't want to
2023.
either, because CGI is cheaper and it's less hands.
And
Go ahead, Ann.
what I feel like with that scene, what makes it so powerful is, yes, it is such an iconic death, but if you sit and analyze it and you're like, wow, the princess didn't even have to touch him. She didn't even have to put her hands on him. And she still got her little, like little revenge after that little snarky comment. Like, you know, she got her, like, 1 cent in, and she still, like, didn't even have to put her hands on him. She didn't even... I don't think she uses her knife at all in the movie. I don't think she gets to use it.
Unfortunately,
Nope.
I think she goes to use it on the daughter, but the father comes in right as she does.
Yeah.
That is one of my favorite scenes aesthetically, though, when the daughter's in the Angry Princess's bathroom. Because it's a very pretty, very Victorian, like oldie room. And then she goes in the bathroom and it's glass and it's frosted glass and it looks very pretty. And then we see it through the eyes of the glasses. And you see it bloody and gory and the princess is there. And like you see I'm sorry written on the ground in blood. Like it's a gory scene, but it's so gorgeous because the glass and the blood and the princess, it's just... And then like the daughter goes to turn the tub on and the princess is in the tub looking like, girl, what you doing? This is my spot. You like, no. Like, no. And then she turns the water into blood and she's like, girl, no. And then like she goes to go, eh, and then the father comes in and you're like, ah. But no, it's a very fun and a very pretty scene, I think.
See, I just
But
wish
yeah.
there was more affable characters, just because a lot of those ghosts look very intimidating. They could very well kill anybody they want to. It's just I think the only one that really got it bad was Matthew Lillard's character. Cyrus kills his pet, and
I love that kill though. Okay, so I think we're at the point where we can reveal that Little Redhead has been working for Cyrus at this point. We didn't know this really up to this point because she looks like she's helping the family, which she's not. It's kind of a shock. Go ahead.
Because the first time you see her, she's saving the daughter from the jackal. So you're like, oh, here's the hero. Like, because you see her and you see her in the beginning, and you're like, oh, she must be good because she was mad at Cyrus for getting the ghosts, and then you find out that she's a fucking.
We get duped.
Her line is,
Yeah.
"I got everything you told me to. I kept the idiots alive." Like,
Yeah. And she's the one that ends up putting the kids in danger too. Like Cyrus does has other people do his dirty work. Like she has no excuse for any of this. She's getting nothing out of this than possibly seeing a God's eyes point of view out of Cyrus. So she literally got her boyfriend killed, stole his spells, and for what exactly? For Cyrus?
Well,
Because she loves Cyrus?
what's the
Just to
point?
get killed.
What's the
Just to
point
get
of
killed.
Cyrus and his getup?
I don't
What do you-
know.
What do you mean? Like with the staff and everything?
Well, no, like the staff's fine, but he was still in like murdered clothes.
Yeah. He's still like his
whoa.
prosthetic or whatever.
Like
I
I
got you.
didn't understand, like, why didn't he, like, was he like banking on somebody would see him and he's like, oh, I'm a ghost, and they're wearing glasses and he can run away? Like,
Yeah. No, that was the thing. I think he was banking on they thought he was a ghost. That's why he looked like he did when he died in the beginning. Because
Yeah.
everybody thought he was dead. Everybody thought he was dead. And that's why that ending part is so significant when the father is counting down the number of ghosts. And he sees Cyrus and he's like, hold on a second. If you're dead, then why does there need to be another ghost? Because that would be
and then the way they confirmed
14.
it was he just took up.
Yeah. No, it's true though. But no, I really like that scene though because it's really like you fucked with my family, now I'm fucking with you. You know.
Ew, incest.
Um,
I'm just
You
kidding.
know, there's one scene that I think would be lovely to touch upon is when we have lovely Bobby, the little kid.
Yes.
He's alone on his own on his scooter, and this is when you come to find out that one of the ghosts happened to actually be his mother.
Mhm.
And I think that alone, I think, is just beautiful. Especially with the impact I think the opening has with the opening like credits and stuff. You hear them like
Yes.
fire, you hear them like run Bobby, like this and that, and then you see her half burnt, like, you know, in this hospital gown, you know, something you wouldn't want your child to see.
Yes.
Now
And she's telling him desperately not to go down them stairs as much as she can because she can't cross that barrier yet and stop him from doing it. So she's like, as best as she can from the realm she's in, she's like, Bobby, do not go down them steps. And then the hanging woman is like taunting him, you know, like, come on, Bobby,
It's like,
Bobby.
if
You know.
if I was a writer for this movie, I would have added one scene and it would have injured. I think, was it the kid's name Bobby?
Yes.
They're in a room. He's wearing the glasses. Billy, the boy, shows up. Everybody's evil except the mom. Let's make Billy, the boy, not evil either. They're innocently playing, and Billy trips and falls onto Bobby and cuts his leg with the arrow sticking out. And then that's how he knows, like, what's in your head's real. He takes off the glasses, realizes it's a ghost. That would have been a cool scene. One, because all the ghosts for some reason are evil except the mom. And then two, like, I just doubt that Billy was a killer. Like, he accidentally got shot playing Cowboys and Indians.
Well,
Question to the both of you though. Is the angry princess evil? Because as Anne touched upon, she didn't kill him. The reason she has a knife is because she did this to herself. She doesn't have like history of murder.
She tries to kill what's her name while looking in the mirror.
Well, she was on her territory.
You know, what I find like interesting about that scene where she's in the tub and she lunges at her is during the jackal attack, the jackal didn't stop, you know, and the dad's helping, but I'm wondering like what's made the angry princess stop.
I don't think she's a murderer at the end of the day. I really don't think she is. I think that might have been yeah.
You know, I think she's like a protector of her own because
Mm-hmm.
like this is just, spitballing, it could not be true, but
No, you're good.
you know,
Yeah, I love it.
from what she went through in her past life and her real life, I think she's very standoffish and protective, and maybe also she just doesn't want to kill women, you know?
Well, another motive
True.
for that is she's jealous. That girl has
Yeah.
natural beauty. She had to go through all those surgeries. And how
Mhm.
dare you like admire yourself when I can't even look at myself in the face?
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Yep.
but
There is so much to this film other than just the horror aspect. Each character, as you all have touched upon, has so much backstory and so much depth to them. There's nothing that isn't effective in the character standpoints of this. You have 13 ghosts, and each of them are effective ghosts.
The multi-layered and the brokenness of every character, because Matthew Lillard character, even though he was there to get his money or what he was rightfully owed, I bet you if Cyrus showed up, he would still be loyal to Cyrus, like the way he was loyal to him in the junkyard. Like he said in the movie talking to Monk, who, like you said, I touch
love when
people.
You smile, and with those teeth, it's just I
It's
love
creepy.
it. I love it so much.
Well, he's like he trusted him. He was close to him. He knew what Cyrus was about, and I doubt he would betray Cyrus so quickly. You know.
yeah, yeah. No, yeah, it definitely feels like it definitely touches upon the aspect of his character being an asshole. Like his character, I think it's simply like if his boss or his best friend or whatever you want to call it was there with a paycheck, he would have been like, yeah, go right inside the house. Go
Have
ahead.
fun. Yep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
think it-
did he have a backpack with a suit in it, or where did he get the suit?
I think it's under.
Under his.
It was under the jumpsuit because it was
Yeah.
just a zip up jumpsuit that he could have had his stuff under.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be
Because
really.
the daughter says that she was like, "Weren't you just in a jumpsuit?"
He was outside for like hours before they showed up. Like,
Yeah.
like that
I
suit
mean-
is sweaty. It has to be
He
hot.
was looking for his money. He was looking for money, honey.
I will say, I think all the ghosts in this movie are effective. Also, I have a lisp, so let's pretend I don't.
Oh, you're good.
The
You are
Jack
good.
still has a lisp today. But
This is a judgment-free zone, 110%. Not calling anybody out, but we have other people on this show that have similar issues, and we could give shit's crap. Okay? You can stumble over every word, and we won't care. We're just honored to have you here. Okay? You are awesome. You are epic.
thank you. But I believe that all the ghosts are effective within designs and stuff. But I would say, an issue I had with the movie is there's ghosts that they show and then they don't care about them again, or they just aren't used, or they're like, okay, yep, we'll show you, but you won't do anything.
Mhm.
Like, even with, I believe it's Matthew Lillard, and he's like, stand still, and it's the grown man with his mom, and I'm like, why are they that scary though? Like, show me.
Right.
Why are they that scary?
Honestly, if I think it might have been like, hey, you guys are a horror movie. This is going to only be an hour and 30 minutes because the long art house pieces. Like, imagine if A24 picked up this film and made a movie like this now. We probably would have got character development out the ass.
Oh, yeah.
So
I mean, like, talking remakes, however, like, it's never going to happen for this film because it bombed. But would you ever want a remake of this film? Because I don't think I would, because the aesthetic of this film is so unique.
Yeah.
I want
would
a
say-
trilogy. If you ask me, I want to remake and make it a trilogy. Show me
I
how
would
the.
say,
Go ahead.
like, I wouldn't say it needs a remake. Also, just because it is technically a remake.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I think what would be great is a spin-off miniseries. And even if it's a prequel to like them getting the ghosts or the ghost like stories in each of the episodes,
That
I think that would be
110%.
like fabulous as a mini series on its own, especially since you watch this movie, and I remember I watched it when I was younger, and then I you pay more attention to the ghosts, and I'm like, I want to know more. I want to know
Mhm.
more. And, because there's even a book. The book has all the drawings in it, and it's also just like, were those drawings there and they seeked that ghost out? Or was it the fact that they caught the ghost and put it in the book? Because, if you look in the book in the movie, I think it's really interesting that the drawings are very kind of different from what the actual ghost is. Like the jackal's cage, it's completely different. It's a dome. It's a
Yep.
dome cage, and it has like 3 bars on it.
Yep.
And the Angry Princess is different as well. She doesn't
Mhm.
look like how she looks. So I'm wondering, stuff like that.
Mhm.
It's just, there's little things that I would just love to just have explained that could easily be put into a show or however they want to do it. But I truly don't think they would touch this film again.
Unfortunately.
I want a trilogy, and it's a cat and mouse game of good versus evil. Evil wants all 13 ghosts to rule whatever they want. The good wants to keep the ghosts detained and away from each other. So the first 2 movies, they're fighting on who gets what. At the end, at the end of the second movie, the bad guy wins, and in the third movie, all hell breaks loose. And how does our heroes win? That is the story of 13
I think
Ghosts.
that would be fabulous. I think especially since like at the end of the movie, all the ghosts roam free. So I'd love to see the ghosts out in the open, roaming and
Mhm.
doing crazy shit.
Yep.
So I just want a
Yep.
movie where all hell breaks loose instead of like these. Oh, it's about to. Ah, no, it doesn't. Okay. Oh, here we go again. Oh, no, nope, nope.
That is a good point. We don't get many horror movies where hell has broken loose other than like zombie movies. Like it's all about the leading up to hell coming to earth. Like for Last Exorcism, for example, that second one, the way it ends, it's like what we want
Yeah.
out of the whole series instead of
Yeah.
just that last 10 seconds.
Or you could say Hellraiser 3, Hell on
True.
Earth.
So,
True.
for me, the best one is This Is the End. And it's a
Okay.
comedy. I'm like, finally, I get a movie where hell actually is on Earth, and nope, it's a joke. It's,
I'm done with you, Billy.
And then there's
I'm done with
Channing
you, Billy.
Tatum and Jockstrap.
oh, that's the best part of the movie. Channing Tate Yum.
Oh fuck, that movie is. I love that movie. It's a fabulous movie.
That's so good. Well, the way I would end every movie is the Backstreet Boys showing up doing Backstreet's Back, and they took it. They went ahead and done it. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, we need to throw that into 13 Ghosts.
Uh,
Have all the ghosts dance.
Oh, that would be so good. No, what? Yep. I really love this movie. Like
So do I.
Well, the past few movies I've been going kind of hard. This one,
Billy has been going like really hard. That's why I gave you a warning earlier, and because he's been going really hard on some of these
Oh,
movies.
no,
I'm
yeah,
glad he
yeah.
likes this one.
No, yeah, 100%. Even before we started, we were discussing the new Insidious, and we were kind of we were tearing it apart a little bit.
You guys don't like it, do you? And then you have me that's seen it twice and cried both times.
well, I
It
think
wasn't terrible, but it just wasn't.
you liked the
I
movie that it
understand.
should have been versus we were hoping for a movie it promised and it wasn't.
I like the movie that we got opposed to the movie that it should have been. There we go.
This is the Halloween ends of the Insidious franchise.
It is. It really is, and it's gonna be that for people because and I've been in go ahead, Ian.
Yeah, I was tossing it up between the most recent and then the fourth movie because I do not like the fourth movie at all.
Okay.
So I think it's a toss up between those. I might like this new one better than the fourth one. I don't know.
I like the fourth
Think
one
that's-
better than the new one just because I like Elise's rolling in that. Not to mention the monster in that with the creepy keys. He actually has shit he has to do rather than, oh shit, we forgot about the demon. Let's rush him in there and get it done. Okay, good. We got that.
Yeah.
Check it
Got
off.
you. Gotcha.
But
Yes.
I love Specs and Tucker too, so.
I mean, that was a shame that we only got Lilith and Billy hinted. Oh, I mean, Specs and Tucker hinted in this new one.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I had fun with this movie. This is great, and you're definitely gonna have to come on again. Would you like to play a game with us?
Ready?
Good. I would love to play a game.
Well, this game
I
is
want to be with the jackal more. I'm the dead princess. We gotta go for hours and hours and hours.
I would love to do that. Honestly, like your guys' makeup is spectacular, and the amount of time and like it looks so great. That's why I can't wait for your movie.
I like honestly, when Anne's Kickstarter goes up, put whatever you can towards this film because it's gonna be epic. I'm not lying. I'm not exaggerating whatsoever. Please, if you do not follow Antichrist, please follow Antichrist. It's a true honor.
The person on the Instagram.
Hey, I mean, teach their own. No, please. It really is an honor having you here, and like you blow me away with your talent, and you blow me away with your jackal every single time. It's an honor to have this opportunity to be the princess because ever since I saw her in the theater as a kid, I wanted to be her, and I finally got to transform myself, and it's thanks to you. And that's
Yeah,
it.
no, I love being here. I think, to touch upon that, I think that's why I love doing what I do. Just because a lot of what I do, it comes with healing your inner child. For me personally, I grew up seeing these characters and wanting to be these characters, or wanting to have those things, even if it's a psychotic mental patient who likes to bite people. I was like, I want that. I want to be that. And
Yep.
when you're an adult now and then you can just do these things, it's a full circle moment. And I think, I love doing stuff like this, and I would come back 100 more times.
And I think
Yes, please.
This is a really fun episode, and
It is.
I would like to dress up for the next time Anne comes back. But first, Anne, I'd like to
Really,
invite.
talk to the hand. Until I see it, I don't believe it, Mister. I'm gonna be
Hold on.
Mr. P.
This is perfect. This is perfect for the next one, and I'd like to invite you back for Strangers.
Oh my god.
the original Stranger.
And I think that's easy for all of us to do. All I have to do is buy the
Oh.
potato sack mask on Trick or Treat that Anne loves oh so much.
Anne can take her pick of whoever they want to be, and I'll take whoever they don't want to be. But yeah, I'm so excited. I'm geeking out. Like, I'm so happy. Like, this episode flew by for me because I can't believe we have you here, Anne. It really is an honor.
Well, let's get to this game.
Oh yes, the game. Do you know how our game works, Anne, or should we explain it to you?
Just run it by me real quick.
Yep,
So,
no problem.
This is a blind rank. I have 5 movies picked out. It's all themed.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. Billy's gonna troll the crap out of us.
The theme is very, very particular. I like. There's a method to why I picked these movies. When Rob was first on here, there was no method at all. It was just my personal favorites. But anyways, there's at least a good theme for this, and I think you guys might be able to pick it up. But
Okay.
what I'm going to do is list one at a time, and you have 5 slots. You could pick 1 through 5. So if you want the first one I list at number 3, and you think the other 2 movies may be better or worse, you can do it that way. But once you put a movie in a slot, you can't change it. So this is your ranking, but you're doing it blindly.
Yeah. No switching is the hardest part.
Okay.
Mhm.
This is the first one. The first one is the remake of House on Haunted Hill.
You go first, Anne. You're the guest.
Um, 4, because I haven't seen it in a while.
I liked it better when I went and rewatched it, but I remember not really liking it when I first seen it.
See, this is why. Okay. 2. I know. I adore that film. I'm sorry. I do. I know it's not for everybody. But I love my girl from A Lord of Illusions that's in that film. I love the aesthetic of that film. Yeah, that's a good one to me.
So I don't know if you guys seen this. This is kind of like half the people I talk to either seen it or haven't. It's Liam Neeson's The Haunting.
Liam Neeson's. Oh yeah, I saw it in the movie theater with my dad.
I've seen that. Ooh, 5.
I'm gonna put that at 4 because I do enjoy that film, though I find the original more enjoyable, actually.
Yeah.
The
They
next,
tried to go pretty hard with the looks in that film, but the original's still better in my opinion.
the next one is Dead Silence.
5 instantly. Sorry, Ann, I didn't even let you get there. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know.
That's the one of did you watch the theatrical or unrated?
That's the thing. I've only seen the theatrical. I need to see the unrated.
The
cut.
unrated's good. That's the only one I've seen, and that's my wife's favorite movie.
Yeah,
Okay.
I adore that movie. I have it
Okay.
on DVD somewhere, and I have it specifically so that it's the unrated cut too.
Just because you adore it, Ann, I will give it another chance with the unrated cut, okay? Because I haven't seen it since it
Yeah.
came out.
It is fabulous. Oh God, where should I?
I
put
love that movie too. So
Really? I guess I must not have been in the right place when I watched it because I just didn't like it at all. Maybe I just wasn't in the right place.
Billy
Yeah.
the Puppet makes a appearance in that movie from
Yeah,
Jigsaw.
Yeah, yeah, he does.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Because I love James Wan. So a lot of the stuff he does I love, but for ranking that, I'm just gonna put it at 2 because I don't know what else is coming. So
Mhm.
2 feels like a safe spot.
You know what sucks is that your least favorite could end up at 1. I've done that before.
Yeah. Yeah.
The next
Yep.
one is Blair Witch 2.
Ooh, what slots do I have open?
1 and 3.
Okay, what and what does Ann have?
1 and 3.
We both have 1 and 3.
3. I don't really like Blair Witch.
Okay. Oh God, what's gonna come next?
It's gonna be like Insidious: The Red Door.
Oh, y'all gonna come for me so hard. You don't. I know it's not a good movie, but
That's what she said.
I freaking love this movie.
Really?
I do. I'm sorry. I was a witch and I was a goth girl. You got a witch and you got a goth girl. I'm
Well,
sold, okay?
In the movie, that they had it set up as if it was like a ghost movie. So, do you guys know the theme yet?
It's giving kind of, well,
Like,
Dead Silence, and then you said Blair Witch. It's giving like kind of cursey kind of moments, but
Unique haunted movies in the early 2000 range. So I know House of Haunted Hill was technically 99, but the rest of these movies are early 2000s, and they were all played on as...
AKA Billy was throwing us off so we couldn't get the theme.
Oh, you should know the years that these movies were coming out, because these were pretty early 2000s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you guys would have said early 2000s movies, I would have gave you that. Or if you said unique ghost films,
Makes sense.
I would have gave you that. This is a
Oh,
really...
God, what's our last one? What's my third and Anne's first?
Anne has a beautiful spot for this one because I love this movie, The Grudge.
The original, like the American.
Yes,
Grudge.
the American original, like Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's, you
Okay.
know, if Dead Silence came later, I would have put Dead Silence first and then The Grudge second. But that's not bad. That is not bad.
Yeah, I don't mind that at 3 because another controversial. I have a lot of controversial opinions with him. Though I don't judge people for their opinions, because everybody has their things that they're gonna like and they don't. But I actually like the one that came out in the later 2000s the best out of the whole franchise and the American franchise.
People are already going to riot for your list alone, and you're just adding icing on top of that cake?
I told you, I have very controversial opinions with film, but I love film just like everybody else. And just because I don't like a film doesn't mean I won't discuss a film with you and won't make me appreciate it more and make me watch it again.
So I tried
Yeah.
calling you earlier today because I have a genius
Did
idea
you?
for next season. Even though we're not
I'm
even midway
sorry,
through
I
our
get-
season.
I was literally doing this all day. So I'm sorry if I missed any phone calls.
So yeah, that was fun. Anything
much
you guys
fun.
want to say before we go and highlight your Kickstarter? This is the time.
Yeah, so I mean, if you just keep an eye out on any social media I'm on, you'll see me promoting it soon. Um, to throw in little things, we are coming out with a new trailer with the Kickstarter.
Can
When you donate, you automatically become a producer of the movie. You'll be included on the official poster. You'll be in the credits as well. This movie is being submitted to Film Fest. It's going to be streamed on streaming sites, so keep an eye out for that. And
any
any in
details
fall.
you can give out yet?
Yeah, so I can just spoil a little, not spoil, but give you a little synopsis of it. It is a found footage movie,
So
very,
excited.
very along the lines of like a leaked police evidence tape. Um, it was
All
leaked
about
in
that.
it was leaked in the protest of the main investigator after she took her life. So the people who got the footage made a theatrical cut of it and leaked it. Um, and it's a killer who targets trans sex workers and commits brutal and particularly violent hate crimes. So
So if that
there you
My
go.
interests
kind
you,
of film.
keep a lookout. Anne will post more about that on her TikTok,
I'm so
Instagram,
excited.
wherever she's at.
So excited.
But that's it. I can't believe it. We did a great episode. All right. Well, we'll see you next time.